2026 is the year you finally get your finances on track. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Every January, millions of people make that same promise. This is the year I finally get my finances straightened out. And every year by February, that promise generally forgotten. It's not because they don't care. It's not because they're bad with money. It's because they're missing one thing. I'm Jordan Drinkhouse, a CFP professional and founder of Glow Financial Planning. And today, I'm going to show you exactly what that one thing is. It's not discipline. It's not a budgeting app. It's a system. I'm going to walk you through the steps to build it. This is your roadmap. And at the end, we're going to do something most financial videos don't tell you to do. We're going to plan something fun. Because what's the point of getting your money right if you're not actually enjoying your life? Ready? Let's go. If you're watching this video, chances are you've made a New Year's resolution about money before. And if you're being honest, probably didn't stick, did it? Well, you're not alone. Studies show that by February, most fail. But here's the thing. It's not generally a willpower problem. It's a clarity problem. Most people jump straight into the tactics. I need to save more. I should pay off my debt. I really need to get my finances together. But tactics without purpose, they don't stick. So before you do anything else, I want you to grab a piece of paper and do something that might feel a little different. Start by writing down names. This is going to be everybody who your financial decisions impact. So your spouse, your kids, your dog, even future you. This is who you're going to be doing this for. Next, write down what's genuinely important to you. Not what you think should be written down, but what actually matters. Then, I want you to write down what you're worried about. What keeps you up at night? Be honest here. Nobody has to read this. And finally, write down the things that you know are coming and things you want to happen. For example, maybe your lease ends in June and you have to decide whether you're going to renew for another year or you have to move. Maybe you want to take a trip to Italy, or maybe you know your car is on its last legs or tires. Getting this all out on paper, it's going to do something powerful for you. It's going to turn that vague anxiety into something you can actually work with. Now, here's the part most people skip. Put this list somewhere you can see it. Tape it to your bathroom mirror. Make it the lock screen on your phone. Because 3 months from now, when that subscription that you canceled starts calling your name, you need something to remind you why you started. The research is clear here. When you connect your money to something that actually matters to you, you're much more likely to stick with your goals. Your why here, it's going to be your anchor. So that's step one. Don't skip it. All right. Now that you know your why, it's time to turn to something more actionable. Best way to do this is going to be SMART goals. Now, if you haven't heard this framework before, you're not alone. SMART here, it just stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Let me show you why all this matters. A lot of people at the beginning of the year, they set goals like, I want to save more money. Well, that's great. It sounds nice, but it's too vague to actually work. There's no finish line. There's no way to decide if you're on track. And when that goal is fuzzy, it's easy to let it slide. So here's what a SMART goal would sound like. I will save $500 into my savings account for the next 12 months so I can finally book that trip to Italy. See the difference? It's specific. You know where that money's going. It's measurable, $500 a month. It's achievable, you've done the math, and it fits your budget. It's relevant. It connects directly to something that you actually want to do. It's time-bound. You got a deadline. Let me give you a couple more examples here. Instead of, I want to pay off my debt, try, I'll pay an extra $300 each month towards my credit card, so it'll be paid off by October, and I can stop thinking about it at 2 a.m. One more for you. Instead of, I should invest more, try, I'm going to increase my 401k contribution by 2%, starting with my next paycheck, so I can quit my job a year earlier. Do you feel that? When your goal has the why attached to it, it's going to stop being a chore. It's going to start being a choice that you're making for yourself. Now, here's a quick tip. Don't set 15 goals. Go back to that list you made in step one. Look at the things you're worried about. Think about the things that are coming and things that you want to do. Circle 2 or 3 that matter most to you right now. Those are going to become the basis for your SMART goals. Write them down and drop them in a comment below. I'd love to read them. Now with this system, everything's going to be in one place. You can see how your daily decisions are going to connect to the things in your life that you actually are trying to build. All right, so you've got your why. You've got your SMART goals. Now it's time to figure out where you actually stand. This just means calculating your net worth. And don't worry, it's simpler than it sounds. Your net worth is just a number, tells you where you stand financially. Think of it here like stepping on a scale when you're trying to lose weight. You're not supposed to judge yourself, but it's important to know your starting point. Here's how you do it. Add up everything you own. Bank accounts, retirement accounts, investment accounts, and if you're lucky enough to own a house, put the current value here. That's your asset side. Now, add up everything you owe. So your mortgage, your car loan, credit cards, that's your debt side. Subtract what you owe from what you own, and that's your net worth. If you want help, I have a free template. It's a spreadsheet, and you can use it to calculate your net worth. I'll link it in the description below. But there are tons of great resources out there to help you do this. For clients of Glow, we use a software called Right Capital. It pulls everything from a financial profile in together automatically. The point here is just to get a big picture. It's not to create a second job for yourself, so don't worry about cataloging every little item in your house. And don't panic if the number is lower than you expected or even negative. It's not about judgment, it's just about knowing where you started the year off. The reason this matters is simple. You can't measure your progress if you don't know where you started. And a year from now, when you're able to look back, you'll be able to see how far you've come. That right there, it's incredibly motivating. But there is actually another reason here this is so important. When you get everything like this listed in a single place, you stop forgetting things. That old 401k from a job 3 years ago, add it to the list. The savings bond your grandma gave you didn't know what to do with, add it to the list. When everything is organized, visible, you can actually make decisions with the full picture in mind. So do the calculation. It doesn't take very long. And write down today's date next to it. That's your baseline. All right, now that you know where you stand, I want to show you something. There's actually money hiding in your account right now. Could be hundreds, could be thousands, and you're going to find it. Here's something most people don't think about. Saving $1, it's actually more efficient than trying to earn an extra dollar of income. When you earn $1, you have to pay tax on that before it even hits your account. But when you save $1, you get to keep the whole thing. So the money we find here, it's actually worth more than it looks. Pull up your bank statements and your credit card statements. Look over the last couple of months. I generally start with 3. Just go line by line quickly and ask yourself a question for each one. Does this expense bring me closer to my goals or further away? And just like your net worth, you don't need to spend hours here categorizing every little transaction, unless you want to. What we're looking for here is patterns, not perfection. All right, here's something important. Don't just look for the bad stuff when you're going through these line by line. Look for the good things too. Pay attention to things you spent money on that brought you joy. The dinner with your best friend, the concert ticket that led to an unforgettable night, or hobby supplies that you actually used and brought you joy. If you come up with something and you want more of it in your life, add it to your list from step 1. This exercise, it's not just about cutting. It's about spending with intention. Now let's find some savings. Start with the easy wins. Subscriptions that you forgot you had. A streaming service you haven't opened for 6 months because you watched the show and you were done. How about a gym membership you've been meaning to cancel because you're just going to work out at home and save the money? These small expenses, they add up quite fast. $30 here, $15 here, it's hundreds a year. You could be putting towards something that actually matters to you. And while you're at it, look at expenses that you know you're going to be keeping, but you might be overpaying for. When's the last time you shopped for car insurance or home insurance or even your cell phone plans? A couple of phone calls here could save you hundreds of dollars every year. It's not going to change anything about your lifestyle. And here's where things get interesting. If you want to really move that needle, start to look at the big ticket items. Think of things like housing and transportation, which are often the largest items in someone's budget. Now, I'm not saying you have to sell your house or get rid of your car, but it's worth asking the question. Is your current living situation aligned with your goals? Does it help you get where you want to be? Is a $900 car payment worth trading a few extra years until retirement? Sometimes the answer is yes, and that's totally fine. But at least you're making this choice with intention, instead of just going along with it because you signed up years ago. Now, quick note, if you're finding this helpful, please consider subscribing to my channel so you don't miss the next video. Now on to the next step. If you're a person who doesn't have any high interest debt, like a credit card balance or a personal loan, you can go to step 6. But if you do have that, this is where that extra money is going to go first. Think about that money that we found in the last step. Here's where you put it to work. If you have high interest debt, so things like credit cards, a personal loan, anything charging you more than 7% a year, this is going to be your first priority. Here's a number that might surprise you. According to the Federal Reserve, nearly half of cardholders carried a balance on their card over the last year. And I want you to know 2 things. If this is you, number 1, you're not alone. And don't think it's just people who don't have a job carrying balances on their cards. I've met people with hundreds of thousands of dollars of income every year who carry a balance on that credit card. Now, the second thing I want to tell you is this is fixable. Here's how I want you to think about paying off high interest debt. It's a guaranteed return on your money. If you have a credit card that charges you 22% interest, which is right about average now, every dollar you make towards paying down the balance of that card is like earning a 22% return on an investment. You're not going to find that anywhere else. And unlike the stock market, this return is guaranteed. And here's the part no one talks about. Every time you make that payment, you're going to watch the balance drop. Something in you is going to start to shift. You're going to start to believe you can actually do this, and your net worth, well, it's going to start to go up. Your stress level is going to start to go down. So take that money you freed up in step 4. Throw it at your highest interest debt first. Once that's gone, move on to the next one and keep going until it's done. Now, imagine waking up on payday and without checking your phone, you already know your savings happened. Your retirement contribution, that went through. The money that's left in your checking account, well, you're allowed to spend it. This step here, it only takes about 5 minutes to set up. Now, I personally love helping people get rid of tasks that they don't enjoy. It frees up their mental energy so they can focus on what actually matters to them in life. Now, here's the idea. When your paycheck hits your account, your money, it should already know where to go. Before you have a chance to spend it, before you even see it, it's already moving towards your goals. This is sometimes called paying yourself first, and it works because it takes willpower out of the equation. You don't have to decide every month whether to save and invest. The decision, you already made it. Here's how to set it up. First, figure out your numbers. How much is going towards debt each month? How much is going to go into savings? How much is going to your retirement accounts? Go back to your SMART goals from step 2 and use those numbers. Then you're going to set up automatic transfers that happen right after payday. You can even split your direct deposit so the money goes into different accounts for you. Your savings, your investment accounts, or extra payments on your debt. Most payroll providers are going to let you set this up in about 5 minutes. Or if yours doesn't, you can set up recurring transfers with your bank. Once it's set up, here's the beautiful part. Whatever's left in your checking account, that's your spending money. You can use it guilt-free and you don't have to worry because you already know the important stuff is handled. You've set up a system. You're not just relying on discipline anymore. All right, let's talk about retirement savings. If you're already contributing to your retirement account, that's great. But the new year, this is a perfect opportunity to ask yourself an easy question. Can I do a little bit more? Take a look at this. Both lines here start at the same place. 2 people making $100,000 a year contribute 6%, but one investor increases their contribution by 1% each year. After 30 years, that simple change, it's worth more than $1 million. And here's the thing. Every year you wait to start increasing your contribution, you're not taking some off the left side of this graph, you're taking years off the right side of the graph. And that's where all the growth is. Here's something important to know. Contributions to your 401k or workplace plan, they're not going to generally increase automatically every year. The limits that you can put in go up each year, but your contribution will stay the same unless you change it. If you can afford to do a little bit more, don't let an opportunity pass you by. I'll put the 2026 contribution limits on the screen now. If you're not close to maxing out these accounts, don't worry. That's not the point here. The point is to increase what you're doing, even just by a little bit. So if you're contributing 6%, bump it up to 7. If you're doing 10%, how about you try 11 for a little bit? Small incremental changes, they add up significantly over time. Now, if your plan does have an auto increase feature, where your contribution will go up automatically each year, consider turning it on. And then again, you built your system. And don't forget about IRAs. That's an individual retirement account. You can open one yourself outside of work. The contribution limit went up $500 for 2026. And if you're 50 or older, you can contribute even more. Now here's one most people are going to overlook. If you have a high deductible health plan, you might have access to an HSA. That's a health savings account. The limits to these accounts went up too, and it's one of the most tax-advantaged accounts out there. It's worth maxing out if you can swing it. So, before the year gets away from you, log into your payroll system or call HR. Bump up your contributions, even if it's just by 1%. You'll thank yourself later. All right. We need to talk about something real quick that might not be as exciting as building wealth, but it's more important. Because none of what we just covered matters if you don't protect what you have. So first up is insurance. When's the last time you reviewed your coverage? Life insurance, disability insurance, health insurance. If something happens to you tomorrow, what would happen to the people that you wrote down in step 1? Would they be okay? If you couldn't work for 6 months, could you pay your bills? Your ability to earn an income is probably the most important asset you have. Make sure it's protected. Also, make 2026 the year where you finally get your estate documents in order. A simple will, so your stuff goes where you want it to. A healthcare directive, so somebody you trust can make your healthcare decisions if you're unable to. And a power of attorney, so somebody can take care of your finances if you're incapacitated. These documents, they don't have to be complicated, and some of them are free for you to create. They just need to exist. I've made videos on both of these topics if you want to go a little bit deeper, and I'll link those here in the description for you. For now, just put it on your list as something you want to take care of. Review your insurance, get your estate documents in order, and protect what you're building. Okay, we've covered a lot of serious stuff. Let's end with something fun like I promised you. I want you to plan something. I want you to plan something you're actually excited about. Here's the thing. Let's not just make 2026 about the boring stuff. Spreadsheets, retirement accounts, insurance, and estate planning. That's only fun for nerds like me. What's something you've been wanting to do? A trip you've been dreaming about? A concert you don't want to miss? A weekend getaway with your best friends? Or time with your kids before they're too cool to hang out with you? And if your goal is to save more money, these don't have to be expensive vacations. It could be committing to regular home-cooked meals with everybody you love around a table. Whatever it is, I want you to put it on the calendar. Not someday, this year. When you have something to look forward to, you're gonna be more likely to stick with all the other stuff we talked about today. Cutting expenses, it's a lot easier when you know exactly what you're saving for. So go back to that list from step 1. Look at the things you said you wanted. Pick one, and let's make it real. You'll enjoy your life more. And honestly, you'll probably stick to your budget better too. And if at any point you're thinking, well, I'd love some help getting everything here sorted that we talked about today, stick around to the end, and I'll let you know how we can work on this together. Remember that list you made at the beginning? The people, the values, things you're worried about. Everything we just covered exists here to serve that list. And that's it. 9 steps to make 2026 the year that you can actually get your finances on track. We covered everything here, from getting clear on your why, optimizing your cash flow, making sure that you're protected and set for long-term growth. Now here's the most important part. Don't just watch this video and move on. Make sure you do step 1 today. Progress beats perfection. And if one of your goals is to save more money in 2026, I've got a video on the 8 money moves to secure your financial future. I'm gonna link it right here for you. If you wanna get better at budgeting, I've got a video on that too. Check out my video on easy ways to organize your money like a pro. It'll be here. And if this was helpful, consider subscribing. I put out videos like this to help people take control of their money without jargon or judgment. And if you're at the point where you just want some help putting everything together, I work with clients one-on-one to build a plan that actually fits their life. There's a link in the description below if you want to learn more about working with Glow Financial Planning. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.